What's up, Magic Makers? Drew here, and today I want to talk a little about our oils. So we have various spell oils in the shop. Originally, I think we just had myrrh, frankincense, amber, and dragon's blood, and then I added a prosperity oil to that. But over the years, we have added several more oils to the shop. Our oils live behind me in our conjuring cabinet. There are all kinds of bits and bobs in the bottom and all witchy goodness up here in the middle. The very top, which you can't see, is all herbs. And then inside the cabinet are oils and tinctures, and there are some witchy bits, crystals, eggshells, thorns, just stuff. So I apologize if this is shaky. I am going hand cam right now. So here is where we store our mother oils. Now, not everything in here is a mother oil. I also have tinctures and other things that are just for myself or me and my family. Like that is our elderberry tincture back there. And on this side, ignore the bottom. Up here, though, are our oils bottled up and ready to go. Now, we do have two different sizes of oils. We have these that are 1/2 ounce, and we have these that are 1.5 ounce. They are specifically different oils for the different sizes, and I'll try to go through that as I sort of talk about each of the oils independently. So we like to store our oils here because for us, for many years, this has been a witchy cabinet for us. It has been for nothing other than housing witchcraft related items, and served as an altar for a short period of time as well. Everything can be shut up and the light is kept out, so our oils are not in direct sunlight, which is obviously a good thing. So I'm gonna pull them out and talk about them a little bit with you, but before I do that, let me go through the process. So I'm not actually going to walk through all of the ingredients. Some of them are very simplistic and it's not hard to remember what's in them. Some of them are actually kind of complicated and there's quite a few ingredients and I wouldn't remember everything off the top of my head. I have recipe cards for that. But also just out of the interest of saving time, and I don't necessarily want to share every ingredient for every oil publicly anyway. But I do want to take you through my process and how I make the oils. I am the one who makes the oils. Spell oils are one of my favorite things to craft. I just have always loved doing that in my own personal practice. And of course, I want to share that with other people because it is something that it's like a juicy part of life for me, a passion maybe. It's just something that I love. So the base of our oils is coconut oil. And coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil, is something that can last. The shelf life is approximately 2 years. If you refrigerate it, it can actually last longer. Having said that, I also add vegetable glycerin to my oil, so that extends the shelf life even longer. I would be pretty confident in saying that our oils would last 3 to 5 years, maybe longer, just kind of depending on how they're stored, how they're cared for and maintained. Obviously, they don't need to get very hot or sit in direct sunlight, things like that. Some of our oils have essential oils in them, but I avoid it when I can, honestly. I like the oil to smell good. And if the ingredients don't enhance the oil in that way, then I'll add some essential oils. But again, I avoid it when at all possible. I just would rather the ingredients shine and speak for themselves. But who doesn't like an oil that smells nice? So all of our oils are infused oils, which means that the ingredients are put into the oil and then it infuses. It sits and it steeps. For us, that's 7 weeks or longer. 7 weeks is what I strive for, but a lot of times it sits longer because we do this mother bottle method. So I showed you that we have the little bottles ready to go. So those are the individual bottles ready for purchase. But then I have mother bottles. It's kind of like the idea, like some bread has like a mother dough. I don't know. The gist of it is there is all these ingredients are in here and there's oil in here. And then as I fill bottles as they go and I fill more oil is added into here. But there's always some of the original, and you just keep going off of the original. So while they have to sit for at least 7 weeks, the oil often sits longer than that and is infusing. Because once I move it into the bottles, it no longer has any of that. It's just oil. None of the ingredients go into those bottles, just the oil does. After the original 7 weeks, I take the mother bottles out and I put them on the shrine for the goddess that I am a devotee of, which is Aset. And I do what I understand to be very close, if not exactly, what an ancient Egyptian magician priest would do to bless oils. So there's this ritualistic blessing. And then the oil comes back into the conjuring cabinet and sits. When I sell all or most of what I have bottled and I need to refill and get more stock in the store, and then I need to replenish the mother bottle, I will just take it right out and do the blessing. I won't wait the 7 weeks because I'm not going to sell the stock that I have, the back stock that I prepare in 7 weeks. At least it's very unlikely. I haven't done it yet. If there comes a point where that happens, maybe I'll have to get bigger mother bottles. I don't know. But that's basically the gist of my process when it comes to making oils. Now, most of the material that goes into a mother bottle for an oil is herbs or resin, but some have crystals, some have metal. I mean, whatever is going to, in my mind, contribute to the oil's intention that I work with regularly, that I'm comfortable with, I am going to put in the oil. I do my absolute level best to avoid anything toxic or anything like that. I do occasionally use almond oil in some of my oils when I feel called to do so. The base is still coconut oil, but there'll be some almond oil in there as well. And I am not sure if people with nut allergies are sensitive to nut oils like almond oil, but I do put a warning on the website that our oils may contain nut oil, so that can be avoided, hopefully. But as far as the other ingredients go, all the things I work with are things that I understand to be non-toxic, although that does not mean that there aren't people with sensitivities or allergies to those things. So the first oil that I have here is our prosperity oil, and you can see there's all kinds of goodies sitting here in the bottom, and they have turned, the coconut oil is clear, but they have turned the oil this golden color, and you can imagine what's in there. One of the things for sure that's in here that may not be in every witchy cabinet are tonka beans and Highjohn, but there's lots of other goodies in there too. We recycle bottles in this house. We reuse bottles. So this is our copal oil. It used to be a hot sauce bottle, but now it is a copal bottle. And I will come in once in a while and shake them all up. It smells lovely and nothing added. No essential oils added. There's no essential oils in this one either. And it also smells lovely. It smells like prosperity to me. Here is our Palo Santo oil. This is actually first truly infused oil that I made. I used to make my oils differently years ago. 2019, I started, all of our oils are infused oils now. Used to be, you get the oil and it had certain ingredients in it in the bottle and everything, but now I explain my process and it's completely different than it used to be. But this was the first infused oil that I made and it smells amazing. I love our Palo Santo oil. I love all of our oils, honestly. Can you guess what this is, maybe? It needs to be shaken up, but it's dragon's blood oil. Doesn't have the strongest fragrance. Then there's frankincense and myrrh. This one, you can't really get a good idea of what's going on in here because it's an amber bottle, but it's our amber oil and it smells amazing. So a lot of these are it's kind of obvious what ingredients we're working with based on what they're called. Amber's a little like, what do you make amber oil out of? Well, I actually have amber stone crystal in here, resin, petrified resin, but I have amber resin in here as well. So that's how I achieve amber oil. And of course, most of these is pretty self-explanatory. Palo Santo oil obviously would be good for anything that Palo Santo is for. Frankincense, dragon's blood, the prosperity oil, self-explanatory. Amber is a little less. Amber oil, it's good for healing work, bringing clarity to any situation or issue, lifting the mood, joy, connection with sun energy, that kind of thing. And all of these, except the Palo Santo, are our little 1/2 ounce anointing oils. It's one listing, anointing oils, and the frankincense, the dragon's blood, the prosperity, copal, and the myrrh are all under that listing. The Palo Santo is one of our 1.5 ounce bottles, dropper bottles. And each of those bottles are a listing on their own, which I'm going to get to the other oils as well. This old Crown Royal bottle is our Return to Sender oil. And there's so much stuff in here. Like, for example, there is, I know off the top of my head, that looks like it might be Low John in there. I'd have to look at my recipe. I know off the top of my head that there is definitely going to be saltpeter in here to make it fast acting. And there's going to be crackled fire agate in here because that is the premier stone of Return to Sender, but there's all kind of other goodies in there that I can't remember off the top of my head. This does not have any essential oils in it, but it does have a base of coconut oil and Palo Santo oil, so it does smell a lot. It smells very mildly of Palo Santo. Next, this is our drawing oil. It's, again, a recycled bottle. In here I can see for sure that there is, I think that there's probably lemon balm in here for success. There's copper in here. I know there's going to be lodestone in here. I see an orange, all kinds of goodies. There may be a quartz point to amplify, looks like. There's all kinds of goodies in here. Designed for drawing. This one does have an essential oil in it, and I wish I could remember what essential oil. I could look real quick, but it smells good. It's probably a blend of more than one. I can't quite place it. This is our intuition oil. I know this also has essential oil in it, and I know that for sure it has lemongrass for intuition and psychic development. Oh goodness, in here, there's a lapis in here, and there's probably Usa Urva. Yep, I can't tell. Orchid, I think there's orchid in here. Lots of little bits in here that are all designed to enhance intuition and psychic development. I will say, all of these blended oils that have the crystals and all the different herbs in them, like the prosperity, the return to sender, the drawing oil, this intuition oil, and the next oil I'm going to talk about are all my own personal recipes. They're not as much of a straight infusion as these other little anointing oils, the 1/2 ounce. They're more complex spell oils that are ones that I have used for years. The last oil that we have in the shop for now, I have other oils that I could put in May in the future, but this is my Open Doors oil, which is essentially an oil designed to remove obstacles and create opportunity. It's basically the gist of it. In here, there is some applewood, and there is balm of Gilead. There is a cone shell. There is a key that has actually been used, but it's like a really cool antique looking key. It's a German key. That's all I know about it. A friend gave it to me. There's an orange. I can't tell what else is going on in here. And I don't remember if there is an essential oil, but I don't think this is an oil that would smell on its own. Yes, there's definitely sandalwood oil in there, and maybe something else. I'm not sure, but that's our Open Doors oil. I don't know if anyone noticed, but the ember is in an old kombucha bottle. Anyway, we wash them thoroughly. They're energetically cleansed and then reused. I mean, basically that's the gist. This is already a long video, So, I mean, I can do another video where I go more into the properties of the oil, as you know, like all the things they're good for, all the things they correspond to, if anybody's interested in that. The way that I use my oils, obviously I anoint candles with them. I anoint my hands and my third eye every time I do divinatory work with my intuition oil. A dear witchy sister and friend of mine uses our Palo Santo oil on a bracelet that she has that has the lava beads on it. She puts it on the lava beads. She says it's like a shield of protection when she goes to work. I don't sell the oil I use for this purpose, but I use an oil I make to anoint, two different oils, to anoint my deity shrine as well as the deity statue. There are a myriad of ways to use oils in one's practice, and I often do very regularly. I love spell oils, anointing oils. So, you know, these are the oils that we make and that we have in our shop, and that's the process that I go through when making them. This video is already longer than I had anticipated. Thank you so much for sticking around if you did, and for all of your support. And until next time, much love and gratitude.